Okay, guys, so now that brings us into density. Why are we moving from units, two-dimensional units, to densities? Because density is a property that is created through deriving our base units into a two-dimensional unit. So basically, we can figure out the density of a substance by taking its mass and dividing it by its volume. So we create a two-dimensional unit. Now, you can see density in a ton of different units as long as it's a unit of mass divided by a unit of volume. And we know that from looking at our standard measurements that we did back in our last lesson and the metric units, we can have a lot of those types of units being used to describe a number. We can see it in the common form grams over milliliter. We can see it over kilograms per centimeter cubed. We could see it in pounds per ounce. All right. All of those are density because it's some measured mass divided by some measured volume. So as long as the units have a mass unit and a volume unit, that two-dimensional unit represents a substance density. Now, density is extremely important in chemistry because it's one of the identifying factors of a substance. So we could look theoretically at an unknown substance, determine its density, and make a good prediction on what we think that substance is based on its density. So density is derived, like I said, by two quantities, mass and volume. So in chemistry, a very standard form, we usually measure mass in grams because we're usually using an analytical balance, and those are calibrated in grams. But like I said, depending on the measuring device you have, mass can be in any of those mass units, depending on your measuring tool. You could be measuring it on a scale that measures in pounds. You could have it measured in kilograms or megagrams or nanograms. It all depends on the measuring device that you use. Volume, same thing. It is a measured volume. Usually you see it in milliliters if you're looking at a wet substance. We're using like water displacement, and we're using a measuring device like a graduated cylinder. Or if you're measuring a regular object, let's say we are measuring a cube, we can actually take a ruler and measure it in length times height times width, our rectangular volume equation. So as long as, again, you're using a unit of volume and a unit of mass, you can create a whole bunch of two-dimensional units for density.